Today, we are excited to launch our new series of videos on exploring neuro-affirming practices. This will be our theme for 2024, and our first video will be on theater arts for holistic development, which is one of the best experiences that we have had. So we'll start with one set of experiences, and we'll do 3 videos on TAHD, and then we'll explore other approaches as well. Regardless of the specific approach that we talk about, you will get a glimpse of the kinds of things that need to be done to create neuro-affirming practice. So whether or not you use TAHD, I feel that these discussion of these experiences and practices will be useful to all. We are also using a unique form of visualization using circles. Anant has been folding circles for over 10 years. And as we have delved into this process, we have realized that it can be a very powerful tool for exploring ideas. So that's going to be a tool of choice for this series of videos. I'll start with a quote by Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, who's the founder and director of RASA, Ramana Sunritya Alaya. She's also the founder of Theatre Arts for Holistic Development. She notes the word inclusion suggests that something or someone was left out before. In the THD way, we focus on enjoying artistic unity rather than excluding others, making deliberate inclusion efforts unnecessary. So she's making a comparison between the notion of inclusion and unity. And this is one of the reasons we wanted to use a circle. We can use a circle to convey unity. As we model by folding circles, nothing is taken away, nothing is added. It all is just a transformation of that original circle. This is a quote by Kerry Murphy on neuro-affirming practice. Neuro-affirming practice means that you believe in a strengths and rights-based approach to developmental differences and aim to provide support and adaptations that affirm the child's neurodivergent identity. She contrasts this with the notion of deficits and challenges and remediation, which is typically how therapies are approached. And at least this was our experience 20 years ago. And a shift to a neuro-affirming lens can be powerful, especially for parents. So we start with this circle model that we created by folding a circle into a tetrahedron. This is a tetrahedron net, which is not the three-dimensional net. It's not a three-dimensional tetrahedron. But what it shows is the enjoyment at the center, which actually would become the base when you fold it over into a three-dimensional model. Now, this was something that really caught my attention with Theatre Arts for Holistic Development. In all my years, I've never heard any therapist, any special educator, or anyone involved with the neurodivergent population ever use this word. So I was intrigued by it. And to me, it also seems that the fact that it's rooted in enjoyment automatically makes it into neurodiversity affirming approach, because you can't force anyone to enjoy anything, and everyone enjoys experiences in their own way. So just the idea of enjoyment, I think, starts bringing in a neurodiversity affirming approach. Then we have 3 ideas, one of exploration, experience, and expression. So we all start by exploring and trying out new things. Then once we become a little familiar, we can be immersed in experiences. And eventually it's time for our own expression, our own creative expression of what we have learned. Now, both the NT and NDs can engage in this process. However, how they engage in this process can be very different. So this is where the question of how to practically realize a neurodiversity affirming approach emerges. And one of the most important ideas here is the guide-learner interaction, because I think that's where it starts to take shape. So whether it's the parent and child in the early stages, and then other guides and learners over time, that neurodiversity affirming practice has to be woven throughout. And then it can be transferred to other settings and include peers and other community members. So we've had an excellent experience with all the TAHD facilitators that Anant has had. I'm going to talk about one specific set of experiences with the Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning. Anant is preparing for his annual day at this point, so it's a good opportunity to talk about that experience. Next month, when he starts doing his part for the Rasa Day, I'll talk about the experience with Rasa. So, how has this dance experience unfolded? We started as a individual experience with Sri Ujjwal Jagdish, who's a senior faculty at the Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning. And it's been a pretty intense process of discovery about how to exactly make it work for Anant. But right from the beginning, Anant was very comfortable in his class and enjoyed it immensely because the class combined storytelling and dance, and he thoroughly enjoyed it. After several months of individual lessons, Anant finally got an opportunity to participate with a group of his neurotypical peers on Vijayadashmi Day. This was a very interesting experience. He still learned the dance in his individual classes and just joined the group for the performance. So, how exactly this enjoying the artistic experience together functions is going to be different, and how neurodivergent and neurotypical learners come together in these experiences is also an open question. So it's a process of discovery that involves a number of stakeholders, and we've had a great experience with dance until this day. Now he's a little bit more of a learner experience because he's also in the online dance class and preparing for his next performance, where he would have had some more experience with the group setting before he actually goes on stage. So we hope that this exploration continues. The seeds planted through the class also helps when we go to RMCL for events. Anant knows all the other RMCL artists. Slowly, he's come to know many of the students there, and he really looks forward to going and attending events regularly. So the seeds planted with the initial individual classes have now taken root and blossoming into a wider range of experiences involving both a neurotypical and neurodivergent individual. So this is our first share on a neurodiversity affirming approach. The key to this is that the learner is accepted as they are and taught with high expectations, but taught in a way that works for them. It is not assumed that including everyone together is always the best solution. There are times when the neurodivergent learners may have to make their own explorations and have their own experiences. But how exactly this coming together of the different groups happens and how communication unfolds is a process of ongoing discussion. So we'll be back with the next episode in February. Thank you.